This is the best mid-range gaming / editing laptop out there. What's up everyone, it's me Pratima. So last week I reviewed the Acer Nitro V16, which was a fantastic budget value for money gaming laptop. And today I have this, the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i 2024. It's got Intel's latest 14th gen processor paired with up to RTX 4070 graphics and all the glory that I have come to expect from a Legion laptop, including a premium design, a great display, excellent performance and everything else. And if you're in the market for a new gaming laptop under 1,50,000 Indian rupees or some $1,300, I am sure this was one of your top choices because there are definitely a lot of things that I like about this guy. But I've also found a couple of issues with the Legion Pro 5i that you will definitely want to know before spending all your money. So let's get started right away. Okay, I want to start with the design side of things because as always, this is something Lenovo does so well with Legion laptops. There actually is nothing new on the design front compared to last year's model, but you know what? I am okay with it. After all, if it ain't broke, why fix it? The Legion Pro 5i still arrives in this graceful design that I love. Its lid still has that premium metal build and everything from the hinge to the keyboard deck feels solid. Lenovo has gone with plastic for the keyboard and the rest of the laptop to shave off some weight, but let me assure you, it does not feel cheap, not even a little bit. The only thing that I am kind of disappointed with the Legion Pro 5i's design is that even though it's got an Intel chip inside, you don't get a Thunderbolt 4 or USB 4 connection here. In fact, both its USB-C ports have a max data transfer rate of just 10 Gbps. The USB-A connections are even slower at 5 Gbps, so if you're a video editor or someone who is constantly copying large files from a high-speed external storage drive to your laptop, expect that process to be really slow on the Legion Pro 5i. Anyway, this 16 inches display is pretty great. Lenovo lets you pick between 3 options, all of which come with an IPS matte panel of course, and the one I have here is the base variant with a 165Hz refresh rate, around 350 nits of peak brightness and 100% sRGB color space. It's a perfectly fine screen for casual users and gamers, and this is also a G-Sync compatible display to prevent from screen tearing, but anyone who plans on doing some color sensitive work like photo and video editing should definitely upgrade to the pricier model since that one covers 100% of the DCI-P3 gamut, which means that it can show roughly 25% more color than sRGB. And besides better colors, that one has a few other perks like an even smoother 240Hz refresh rate and up to 500 nits of brightness as well. The Legion Pro 5i speakers are not too bad either. They're still not front firing as I would prefer, but it gets the basics right. That's so much more than I can say for most other gaming laptops actually. The loudness is there, the clarity is there, and I like how it does not sound completely flat either, which is pretty much all I could hope for on a gaming laptop as far as audio is concerned. I am also a big fan of the keyboard on the Legion Pro 5i. It has membrane keys with that 1.5 mm travel distance and fairly soft keycaps. It's quiet and has one of the best tactile feedbacks I've ever used on a gaming laptop. You also get 4-zone RGB lighting that you can quickly shuffle through with the FN Plus space shortcut as always. The Legion Pro's trackpad is decent enough too, nothing special. I wish Lenovo would have moved to a larger glass trackpad this time around, but no. It's got the same plastic one as the one we have seen before. Now don't get me wrong, I had little to no problem getting around it at all, but it's just not my favorite thing about this machine. Kind of like its webcam, it does look and sound decent in favorable lighting conditions, but that's literally it. Alright, so with that out of the way, I better get to the performance side of things now. So this year, Lenovo has configured the Legion Pro 5i with Intel's newest 14th gen Raptor Lake CPU, although that's probably the least interesting thing about this machine, since you might know that this is simply a slight refresh of last year's 13th gen processors, which are also codenamed Raptor Lake by the way. So there are no new architectural upgrades, no IPC boost, no efficiency improvements, nothing. The benchmark numbers are slightly in favor of the 14th gen chips, yes, but that's not something you are going to notice in everyday usage anyway. Hopefully, the upcoming Arrow Lake processors will finally shake things up. Anyway, the one I have here uses the Core i7-14650HX CPU and RTX 4060 graphics with a 140-watt TGP, 16 gigs of DDR5 memory and a terabyte of Gen 4 SSD. Now, to test the performance, I first switched to the Legion Pro 5i for an entire day for editing my videos, and I am positively delighted with its performance. Even when working on large 4K project files on Premiere Pro with multiple effects, animation layers and all that, the Legion Pro 5i handled it all like a champ. Likewise, I tested 7 different games at both 1080p and 1440p at high graphic settings, and I can conclusively tell that the Legion Pro 5i is a fantastic gaming machine as well. I did have to turn on frame generation in a couple of GPU-hungry titles like Starfield, Cyberpunk 2077 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, especially at 1440p, but yeah. You can expect most of the games in your library to play perfectly smoothly on this guy. Maybe not the ray-traced ones at 1440p if you keep maxing out the settings, but you always have the option to lower the resolution at 1080p for better FPS. The Legion Pro 5i's thermals are thoroughly impressive too. The one thing I need to tell you right away is that if you want the best performance out of this machine, you will need to switch to the custom thermal mode and tick the Enable Extreme Mode checkbox, because I found that the performance mode does not really kick the fans to the fullest for some unknown weird reason. For example, after around 30 minutes into Star Wars game, I measured the surface temperature near the WASD keys at around 43 degrees under performance mode, whereas the laptop was much cooler to touch at somewhere between 35 to 37 degrees with the custom mode enabled. And as expected, the fan noise does get pretty loud here, hovering in the high 50 decibel territory, but with my headphones on, that was not a big issue for me. What's left then? Oh yes, the battery life. And what I can say is that the Legion Pro 5i's battery life is not good even for a gaming laptop. It's got a sizable 80 watt-hour battery, but even after setting the thermal mode to quiet for the best efficiency, bringing down the refresh rate to 60 Hz and enabling advanced Optimus instead of blasting just the NVIDIA graphics, it would only last like 2 hours during my casual office work. To put it into context just how bad that is, the Acer Nitro V16, which has AMD's Ryzen 8000 series CPU, would go on for around 5 hours, even though it has a much smaller 57 watt-hour battery. So yeah, that Intel chip on the Legion Pro 5i is not efficient at all, and you will have to wait for like an hour and a half for this comically large 300 watt power brick to fill up the battery on this guy. So guys, that was all for my full review of the all-new Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. This is a powerful gaming laptop with a lot to love, headlined by its gaming performance and the capable cooling system itself. It's not perfect, of course. The battery life in particular really sucks here, and I also think Lenovo could have done a better job in terms of port selection on this year's Legion Pro 5i. So if these things matter to you, you can actually find a couple of last-gen options, that too with RTX 4070 graphics at a similar price range as well. But let me tell you this, all of them sacrifice in some crucial areas, mostly in terms of the display and the build quality. So for me, the Legion Pro 5i still is the best mid-range gaming / editing laptop you can buy for under 1.5 lakhs or $1,500. So everybody, that was all for this video, and I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and do let me know in the comments below if you would like us to cover more laptops. Saying this, I'm Pratima, and thank you so much for watching.